Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, January 26th, 2024. This is The Drop. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Basketball lovers, this is for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, Matapsha Hot Boy, Trey Kirby.
Heyo.
Heyo. And over yonder, the man making the magic happen, super producer J.D.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. A final reminder, this coming Monday, No Dunks taking over the College Park Skyhawks broadcast. That's right, all three of us on the call. And to celebrate, we're running a ticket charity drive. For every $20 you donate, you get to send two kids to an upcoming Skyhawks game. Give them that unique experience of the NBA G League basketball. So make that donation today. Thanks to everybody that has. That link is in the show notes. Also, this is fun news. Been teasing this for a while. Tickets now available for our live show in Indianapolis over All-Star Weekend. We're at the White Rabbit.
Hey.
Follow the White Rabbit.
Oh, cool.
Neil will be there. Doors, 6 p.m., show 7. So this is on Friday night, February 16th. That link also in the show notes. And I wouldn't waste time if you're going to be in Indy over All-Star Weekend. This is not the, we're not selling out an arena here. This is a small, intimate venue, so these tickets are going to go fast. So, get on them. There are a few VIP meet and greet packages available too. You can get some, premium seating and then a little meet and greet, like I said, after the show, which is always fun.
When you're saying it's an intimate venue, do you mean because it turns into a burlesque show later at night?
I might be saying that. A little wink, a wink indeed. And to celebrate our live show in Indianapolis, we got new merch, baby. Breaking T coming through with some fire gear. We've got t-shirts available over at NoDunks.com. We've got this sick Indy All-Star No Dunks crew neck available. And we're not done. We got shorts as well with that fun logo. So these are going to be limited edition runs as well. So with all this stuff, get on it, because they're not going to be up there forever. But awesome stuff. Go to NoDunks.com or go to BreakingT.com, search for No Dunks, and you can find all of our gear over there. Very excited for that. Okay, so Thursday gave us our 10 starters for the 2024 NBA All-Star Game. Most of them fairly obvious picks. In the East, Giannis, Embiid, Jason Tatum, that's your starting forwards. And then Tyrese Halliburton and Damian Lillard sneaks in there in the backcourt. Yeah, a little surprising. I know we're going to get to picking our actual reserves here, but just any takeaways, thoughts on the starters there in the East, Tass Mellis?
The tie goes to the fans. That's what happened with Damian Lillard, because it isn't just the fans' vote that matters. It's 50% fans, 25% to the media, 25% to the players. And there was a tie. There was a tie. The East guards are extremely strong. He tied with Brunson specifically, Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks. But the fans picked Lillard first, so he gets in. Yeah, we're going to get to the East guards. That's going to be a race. But of course, we're going to get them in all in on the reserves, I do believe.
But for 2 years, we've been telling Knicks fans to go vote for their guy, Jalen Brunson. And it actually, there was some impact this year, because if he had more votes, if he was higher up, he got a higher, love from the players and media, he would have been starting. But yeah, the tie goes to Dame. What do you think, TK?
Yeah, it looks like nearly a million more votes for Damian Lillard over Jalen Brunson. But I thought Brunson had a great response. He's like, Lillard deserves it. It's his first time starting an All-Star game.
That's crazy.
And his numbers, they're still really good. Yeah. They're not the Damian Lillard in Portland that we're used to. But the Bucks, despite firing their coach this week, they're still second in the Eastern Conference. Like, you can make a case, obviously, for Damian Lillard. So as long as Jalen Brunson gets a start at some point, I think it will be water under the bridge. Sure. But he took it the right way. And I kind of agree with what our friend Jason Concepcion said on Twitter last night. We elected Giuliani and Eric Adams. New York is not good at voting.
Good point. Okay, let's go to the West then. The starters. LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Jokic are the starters in the forwards position. Luka and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be on the floor when the ball is tipped in the backcourt. So, yes, all 10 starters have made All-Star games before, and Shea is maybe the one that surprised some people that he edged out Luka, actually, in both the media and player votes, and he beat Steph Curry in both categories and almost caught him in the fan vote. So he gets the start there. I guess Edwards beats Steph in the media vote as well. That maybe helped Shea's chances to get that starting spot, too. Any thoughts on that?
Well, Shea being there, fantastic stuff. Just period. I think what it comes down to is just getting your name in the All-Star game, having that in your credential, having that on your resume.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson better damn be there in the Eastern Conference, and it's just great to see Shea be there. I can understand why Shea trumped Steph in many ways. I get that. Although the fans pick Steph and want to see him there, he will be picked as a reserve. Even though Shea won those other 2 categories, we will see Steph there.
And LeBron set the record for most NBA All-Star selections with 20. Yeah.
That's absurd.
2 decades.
I feel like, does this sound weird because it's LeBron and we talk about LeBron all the time, but like this is not really being talked about as much as I think it would be. Maybe because last year he tied the record and this is just a formality. But my God, 20 straight years, a streak that began in 2005 in his second NBA season. And here he is, starting another one, TK. It's nuts.
I'm going back and looking at the old pictures of LeBron carrying a PlayStation into a game. They're on a PlayStation 5 now, man. That's amazing. 20 years of starting in the All-Star game, and I mean, he will be starting until he decides to retire. I don't think we're going to get to a Dirk Nowitzki zone, a Dwayne Wade zone, even a Michael Jordan with the Wizards zone, where he didn't start his last All-Star game until Vince Carter was pressured into starting his All-Star game. It feels like LeBron will just continue leading the vote until he decides to hang it up.
Okay, so that's the starters. Again, all 10 of these guys have made previous All-Star games, from LeBron making 19 prior to Shea making 1 prior, but they're all back in the big game as the starters. But let's get to the reserves. That's what everybody wants to talk about. Get into our debates about who you're leaving off, who gets in. Tass, you have the challenge here of the Eastern Conference. You're picking the 7 reserves. We're going with the coaches type ballot, the 2 guards, 3 forwards, 2 wild cards. How much did you struggle with this exercise last night when you were putting together your team?
Oh, it got very difficult at the end, especially at the end. We'll get there. But at the beginning, I think it is a little bit easier. Start with the 2 guard spots. I started with Donovan Mitchell over Jalen Brunson. How dare I? But Donovan Mitchell has been fantastic. He could have been starting over Damian Lillard, in all honesty. I picked him over Brunson. We'll get to Maxey a little bit later when it comes to the wild cards. But he's been carrying the Cavs since the injuries began. And look at these numbers. He's become better and more efficient in more of a star role with Darius Garland out and Evan Mobley out. But Mitchell has been averaging 28 and 8 assists. And better shooting numbers, 59% true shooting percentage since those injuries happened. And he's on the 7th highest usage rate in the NBA. So he's become a superstar. Anyways, he deserves to be there. He's there. Jalen Brunson will take the other guard spot. The guy is an absolute machine. I just love watching him play. He barrels into guys to create space every single game. So he's just fun. He may not be the most athletic, super duper jump over you, but the 4 seed is theirs in New York. He's taking it, and he's the best player on that team. So he gets there. Moving over to the forward spots. My first forward I picked was Bam Adebayo because he's been phenomenal. He's one of the league's best defenders. And then the numbers. 21, 10, and 4.4 assists, all career highs, shooting 50% from the floor. He got over there easily more than Jimmy Butler, who's missed 33% of the Heat's games. But he was my best forward in the Eastern Conference, which was a little surprising to me. Moving on, Jaylen Brown is there.
Okay.
He's the second best player on the best team in the conference, easily to me. I know Porzingis is fantastic. I know Derek White's been fantastic. I know Drew Holiday's been fantastic on the Celtics, but he's efficient and he defends extremely well. So moving on to the third final spot on the forwards, this was a little tough. Randall or Scotty Barnes or Paolo Banchero. It all came down to, but Randall was the easy decision at the end. It wasn't easy. I take it back, but I like the barreling bros with him and Jalen Brunson. They just barrel into everybody, and he's got incredible scoring and rebounding and efficiency that's better than Scotty Barnes. It's better than Paolo Banchero, and he's got more wins. So it wasn't easy, but that's where it came down to. Wild cards, 2 more spots. We got 2 more spots here. Maxey clearly should be there with the Philadelphia 76ers. He deserves to be there. He could have been above Brunson or Mitchell if you really wanted, but he's the second best player on the 3rd seed. He scores a ton, assists, efficient, plays the most minutes in the freaking league. Okay, now the last one.
Okay.
The wild card spot. For me, at the beginning, it was Barnes, Banchero, or Trae. Trae Young has had some incredible numbers, but the first decipher is wins. Trae needed to say goodbye because he also, it comes down to the defender also kicked off Trae on this position in this scenario here because Barnes is damn good at that and Banchero is damn good at that too. Actually, the field goal percentage of guys he guards are pretty low. The 3-point percentage on shots he defends are among the best. So it came to Barnes or Banchero, Barnes or Banchero, Barnes or Banchero. It wasn't easy. So I turned. And Barnes has more rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. Although Banchero scores a lot, Barnes' numbers through all those categories, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, a little surprising, better than Banchero. He's way more efficient than Banchero, 57.5% to 53.6% in true shooting percentage. But do wins matter? That is the question.
16-win
You just
team.
threw Trae Young out for wins.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
got more than the Raps.
I'm not done. Okay. I threw out Trae because he doesn't defend the way Scotty Barnes does. He's a behemoth on that end, blocking shots, stealing shots. So it really did come down to wins. The Raptors are 12 games under 500. Is it Siakam's fault? Who could I blame and put Scotty Barnes on the team? I am taking Banchero. It was freaking tough because Scotty Barnes is damn good. But yeah, being 12 games under 500, I know we tend to put guys on starting lineups, on all-star lineups, even if they have losing teams these days. I guess I deciphered when I saw Barnes on there, lots of losses. Trae on there, lots of losses.
Right.
So I went with Banchero over him. There's lots of other snubs that we'll get to that should probably just be at All-Star Weekend. But anyway.
Okay, so Paolo is your final wild card selection there.
Yep.
Over, like you said, Barnes, Trae Young, maybe some of those other Celtics guys. So you removed Jimmy Butler from consideration just in terms of only playing like 65% of his team's games.
He's missed a third of his games.
Yeah.
That's not good. And Kristaps
It's a classic Jimmy thing.
Yeah, it's getting wilder and wilder. It's becoming more straining, I think, on his team. 33% is a lot. I know they're just numbers. Like, he is a great player, but I put Bam on there because they're nearly a top 10 defense, and it's all Bam. He's been so good. I went with numbers as well when I looked at Kristaps Porzingis. Oh, he's missed a quarter of the games. That's a lot of games. It is a fair amount of games. So they'll make the second team. We're putting a second team in there. Just get the snubs there. The Eastern snubs play the Eastern All-Stars. The Western snubs play the Western All-Stars. Okay. Then the winners meet at the end because we want a great Sunday. I didn't even realize that Joe Dumars, VP of the NBA, he talked to the players before the season and said, we need a better Sunday. We need a better All-Star weekend. Tyrese Halliburton is going to be there. He said the All-Star game sucked last year, his first one. But Dumars literally said, we talked to players about putting on a great show on the last night, on Sunday night, actually getting out there and competing. That's what they want. Snubs versus All-Stars would be good. Okay. I don't know if that's going to work here.
It's kind of what they do for Rising Stars now. They got a tournament.
Yeah.
I love Joe Dumars, the disappointed dad of the NBA. He just needs to lecture the players every now and then so that we try a little bit harder.
And that's why they've went to 4 quarters that are basically just 12 minutes now. They've gone away from the Elam ending. Yeah. It's just a game again. Mm-hmm. So
just play hard.
Yeah,
at least for a decent amount of it.
Exactly.
Okay, so TASS's Eastern Conference reserves. The guards were Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson. The forwards, Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle gets that last spot. Then you had Tyrese Maxey as a no-brainer wild card. And that last one, you went back and forth. But in the end, Paolo Banchero is on TASS's teams. How did that stack up to your East reserves? I assume a lot of similar names, but maybe a difference.
Yeah. 6 of 7, I would say, are the same. My locks, definitely Brunson and Mitchell in the backcourt. My frontcourt guys, Bam, Jaylen Brown, and Julius Randle. And then I also thought Tyrese Maxey is a lock as a wild card. So it came down at the end for me to Paolo Banchero, just like Tass. Porzingis is in the mix for me because I think he might actually be the Celtics' second best player, but he's missed significant time, and he rolled his ankle again last night, so not great. But I'm going with Trae Young. I'm putting him in. The numbers are kind of undeniable to me. 27 points a game and 11 assists. Shooting 36% from 3. He's given his best effort defensively. I agree it hasn't translated to defensive performance for the Hawks or for enough wins for the Hawks. But man, 27 points and 11 assists.
Yeah.
That's hard to look past. Meanwhile, Paolo Banchero, kind of in the same situation. He's got to do everything for the Magic. He's at 23 a game, 5 assists. He's awesome. I really wanted to make a case for Paolo, but when I threw it in stat head, it just didn't hold up.
Yeah, and I feel like if this was done a month ago, it's a no-brainer Paolo's in, but the Magic did start to slide a little bit. I think some of that had to do with Franz Wagner's injury. Yeah, Paolo's efficiency started to dip more and more and more, so I can see why you struggle to either have him on or off. So you're going with Trae Young. You get into this whole dilemma here, right? Especially when it comes like to the last couple spots. At what point is it better to have a complementary player like a Derek White, let's say, or a Porzingis, like a complementary player on a really good team, or the leading man, for the lack of a better term, on a sort of bad team, be it a Trae Young, be it a Scotty Barnes, and like those type of guys. That's where you go, you go back and forth, and then there's the whole Jimmy Butler thing, which, I mean, if you're just saying who's the best player in the East, Jimmy Butler's going to be on a lot of people's list, but like last year, right? Similar situation where he missed a decent amount of time and was left off the All-Star team, if I remember correctly. So he's always he's just his own thing.
He's an easy elimination for me because he sucks in All-Star games. He does not care at all to be at an All-Star game. He would rather go on vacation.
Yeah, and then the only other name I think maybe, what about this guy that was sort of, I guess, slipped in there as a joke, but Pascal Siakam, the numbers are still good. He can't hit a 3 to save his life, but obviously now on Indiana, 22, 6, and 5. I mean, those are good numbers. This is a really talented player. So he'd be the final guy, I think, that would be in the running.
Jared Allen, also a fantastic season.
Okay.
We will have discussions about him in the Defensive Player of the Year contest. He has been phenomenal. I think we got to all the snubs, though.
Okay, there you go. Let's move to the Western Conference then. And Trey, you're leading this one. Was this more difficult or easier than the East?
More difficult for me. I think there are the last spot, particularly in both conferences, is where it comes down to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they're pretty locked in on 6 players for the most part, but there are so many guys who could easily make it in the Western Conference. And the cases are pretty hilarious because there's a lot of mid teams in the Western Conference with like huge numbers. Like, I don't know what to do with Anthony Davis, man.
Right.
This guy's having one of the best seasons in the league.
And he's playing.
And he's playing all the time and dominating when he's out there, but the wins aren't rolling for the Lakers. And, do they get 2 All-Stars? We shall see. We'll start in the backcourt, though. Yep. Steph Curry didn't get voted in. Easy lock for me.
Okay.
Not having his greatest season. I blame Draymond. Fewer wins for the Warriors, and Steph went into a slump when Draymond was off the court because Draymond sets Steph up for a lot of his shots. You saw Draymond and Steph last night doing their thing against the Kings. What an incredible game that was. But Curry, easy. We know he's going to be there anyways. He's got some other things planned.
That's true. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards, you're an all-star.
Okay.
That was an easy one. Best player on the best team in the Western Conference. Lock him in.
Okay.
I guess now I have to move to the front court. My only lock in the front court, Kawhi Leonard.
I feel like there are so many front court guys
a lot
you could
of good
pick
front
from.
Court guys.
Like, there's like a list of like 8 guys. So you're like, yeah, he could be there. He should
throw
be there.
6 centers easily.
Exactly. Okay, but you have Kawhi as a lock.
Kawhi locked in. Definitely a slow start to the Clippers season, but then once they got their legs under him with James Harden, Kawhi has looked like the best player in the league at times. I mean, obviously Jokic is the man, but Kawhi is throwing it back, and the Clippers have been one of the best teams in the league for basically 2 months at this point.
Yeah, Kawhi averaging 24, 6, and 4, shooting 44% from deep, and Kawhi also never turns the ball over. Like, he never hurts you in that category. So, and he's playing. Like, you keep bringing up tasks that he's actually playing in, back-to-backs and playing a lot of minutes. Okay, so Kawhi.
My next 2 for the front court that had to make it on merit and case. Lauri Markkanen.
Woo! Okay.
24 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He's shooting 49 from the field, 39 from 3, 87 at the line. You're telling me a guy's averaging 24 a game on 50, 40, 90?
It's feeling very Dirk-like.
Feeling very Dirk-like. Yeah. I was hoping to see that his record when he played was different than the Jazz's record when they play, but they're 23-23 and 18-18 when Markkanen's on the floor. So could have been better, but he has been great. I'm surprised. I thought he was going to be a one-and-done kind of all-star, and it wasn't the smoothest start to the season for Markkanen, but he's good. Yeah. He's just a really good player. Next, I'm surprising myself on this one. Domantas Sabonis.
Oh, well, geez.
Welcome to my All-Star team.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. You're surprising me here with these picks. I love it.
Curveballs.
Yeah.
hey. I'm sure JD loves the sound of that. Sabonis, highest riser for me. When I was making my short list, I didn't even put him on the list. And then I went and looked at stuff. This guy's averaging 20 points a game, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. He's leading the league in rebounding, shooting 61% from the field. He is shooting 43 from 3. That's not really a part of his game, but at least he's knocking him down when he gets the attempt. Sabonis, not one of my favorite guys to watch in an All-Star game, but he's there for me right now.
Hey, look,
The numbers are ridiculously
The
good.
numbers are crazy.
Yeah, it's like every second game. It's like Sabonis leads Kings with a triple-double.
Tons of triple-doubles.
Again, I know you're going to go through a bunch of other names, so that's the crazy part. You ask 10 other people to do this, 8 other people probably don't even have Sabonis as one of the sort of locks, as you called it, for your front court position. You don't even have him as a wild card because there's just so many guys. But you got Lauri Markkanen, Sabonis, and Kawhi there as your forwards.
Weird.
I mean, you do love rebounding, so that makes
I
sense.
do love rebounding. And I'll say this. Domantas Sabonis, best screener in the NBA.
Oh, boy.
Come fight me. He won the game against the Warriors with the screen. I'll explain later. All right, here's another lock for me. As a wild card, Devin Booker.
Yeah, okay. I was getting a little nervous there, but...
Yeah,
okay.
I got him behind Curry and Edwards in the backcourt, but Booker, to me, an easy wild card pick. So does that add up right? That's 3 so far, 4, 5, 6. I got one last spot.
Yep, you're right.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Paul George, he's in the mix.
Okay.
Anthony Davis, he's in the mix.
Yes.
Rudy Gobert, he's in the mix.
Sure.
Karl Anthony Towns, same team. He's in the mix.
Sure.
De'Aaron Fox, he's in the mix.
27, 6, and 4.
Alperen Şengün, they put him in the mix. And I'm even throwing Chet and Wemby in there just because it's fun to discuss them.
Hell yeah.
At this point. So where do you go? Where do you go, Tennis Willis? I've been debating hard. My top 2 choices, Paul George and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, better numbers. Worst team, Papa John's. Paul George, longtime hater of this guy. And he's been straight up dragging the Clippers to some of these wins. But I'm staying with all curveballs here, Skeets. I'm going Rudy Gobert as my last one.
Holy shit!
Who is this guy, man?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Defense in an all-star game? That is not the Trey Kirby I know. Wow.
Look, the Timberwolves are in first place because they're the best defense in the league. And he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, that is true.
We can have one guy out there that cares about defense.
This is amazing.
I know. What a dumb team I'm picking here.
This
But
is
Gobert, you're in. You're in for me.
Holy crap.
So the painful ones that get left off: De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Davis,
Yes.
Paul George.
Paul George, yeah.
Yep.
Paul George is averaging 26, 6, and 4, and his shooting splits are 47, 42, and 91. And he's a great defender still. That's real. I mean, he's basically Kawhi. That's like Kawhi-like numbers. They're almost identical.
Yep.
It's a tough omission, but
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else on that? Ooh, tough to leave off. You said those 3.
Well, I think what Trey is sort of building here are good teams that have been good all season long, but have one player you get shoved in there, like Lauri Markkanen, which was a little bit of a surprise bonus. Only one player from the Sacramento Kings. I mean, Booker sneaks in as a second son because Kevin Durant got in there. So, but you didn't want Anthony Davis in there. It's a 500 team.
I do want Anthony Davis.
That's probably...
I do really want him in there.
Yeah.
He's been
If,
so
their
damn
team,
good.
if they were 5 games over 500, I'd have him over
Yeah.
Gobert, I think.
Yeah, and he's like 25, 12, and 4, and it's like arguably. I mean, Gobert might win the award, yes, but Anthony Davis is still a top 3 defender in the league. You know, probably Rudy, Bam, AD, maybe in whatever order when you're looking at the center position.
And the numbers are just damn good for Anthony Davis. Obviously played a lot, so it's hard to leave him off. But you got to respect the other players. The fact that he's played in 44 games is almost surprising.
Yeah.
To me.
So how would you differ here
well.
in the Western Conference reserves?
Well, I don't know. I think I would sneak in Anthony Davis there, right at the end over Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
But I don't mind the Lowry. I don't mind the Sabonis. And I like the Book, especially because Book got a little screwed last year because he was a little bit injured. He deserved to be an All-NBA player. He deserved to be everything. So I don't mind Curry, Edwards, Kawhi, Lowry, Sabonis, book, and I think I'm going Anthony Davis. Sorry, Paul George. You can set up Podcast P in any hallway and have every NBA player on your podcast. But Paul George gets screwed every year, it seems like, by people who pick their picks. Not necessarily by coaches, but everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, Paul George has made a lot of All-Star teams.
He has.
He might make this one, too, as we've debated here previously.
But everybody keeps him off. Other than the coaches, really.
Oh man, I guess I like a lot of your guards that you picked for sure. Steph, I am just not at the point yet where I feel comfortable leaving Steph Curry off of an All-Star game, so he's in. Anthony Edwards is a no-brainer. I believe Devin Booker is a no-brainer there as a wild card, sure. Kawhi, yes. It's then the final three that you had, Markkanen, Sabonis, and Rudy. It's like, AD, Paul George. I feel like I maybe have in over a lot of those guys, at least over. Two of them. I think Rudy's out for me. Sabonis is there, and then I go AD, Paul George. Lauri Markkanen, I think he just started too slow, and then the guy is kicking ass recently, so timing is everything with this. So maybe he gets in. You said Chet. He's like the Western Conference version of Porzingis, sort of, with what he does. We didn't even say the two guys on the Pelicans, who are just going to be on the outside looking in. I'm sorry, Zion and Brandon Ingram. Like, they're the classic. They're really good, but...
22 a game in this economy?
And right, same thing with Jamal Murray. He's come on late, like we talked about, but he's the second best player on the team. Cat.
The fact that I don't mind sneaking in
Harden,
Rudy Gobert.
Kyrie? I mean, I don't...
Yeah, Harden as the third man option there. He is the third. He's
not
option.
an Eastern Conference All-Star. I'll say that.
No, Kyrie Irving has missed a lot of games. I do like the fact of sneaking Rudy in there because Timberwolves are still the 1 seed in the Western Conference. So to put two guys in there, I know it's just traditional crap. Get a second guy in there, but he's damn good. Towns' numbers are freaking phenomenal, and at 22 points, the percentages are ridiculous. He's having a career high 3-point percentage in his career, almost 44%. The best 7-foot shooting guy in the friggin' NBA.
The problem is, though, if Ant's a no-brainer, which he seems to be for everyone, and then it's like Cat or Rudy sort of cannibalize each other a little bit, I think. Definitely. And so then you're just left going, well, maybe I'll just leave them both off and go some other way, and some other guy that's deserving too. Yeah, it's tough. It's very, very difficult. I know people are sounding off here in the stream team. Let us know in the YouTube comments. Tweet at us who we got right, who we got wrong. How we did explaining all that, because it gets really confusing too. Let's be honest. When we got three guys trying to pick their teams, we agreed on some, but yeah. Is AD on your team? Is Paul George? Is it Lauri Markkanen? Sabonis? No. Yeah. Where's Fox? Where's Jamal? Jalen Williams. There's another. What about this guy? Not yet. Too soon for Jalen Williams. Yeah, J-Dub will be there in a couple of years.
Probably. I wonder if the in-season tournament helped Anthony Davis's chance of being here. Just his finals in the in-season tournament. It was freaking amazing.
Didn't factor into his stats, unfortunately.
No, right?
Yeah, right. That's a good point. That final doesn't count.
I'd be even balling even harder. I might have made the most unwatchable All-Star team of all time.
You really surprised me with you started off with a Lauri Markkanen. I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that, but okay. Then you went Sabonis. Oh, okay. And then, the Rudy Gobert. The cherry on the sundae for TK in the Western Conference.
Just imagine a lineup of Jokic, Markkanen, Sabonis, Gobert, and Kawhi. Like the most boring possible all-star lineup. Cool. Tune in for my team.
I like it.
The Snubs team is definitely more interesting to watch.
Yeah, we could build a massive third all-star team here. We could have the starters and the entire reserves. Maybe we'll save that for next week. Yep. We'll actually just straight up build the snub team.
Let's set up that tournament. Let's set up Western Snubs. They're so damn good, and they are better than the Eastern Snubs.
Okay.
I will say that.
All right, well, we got to take a break. When we come back, though, we're going to talk a little bit about last night's games. We'll throw around the slop a little bit, and we got some all-star uniforms to discuss, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's the sound of a sale on Shopify. My old friend. Yes, Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Maybe you're just dipping your toe into the world of online sales. Or maybe you're at the we just launched our online store phase. Or maybe you're at the we just hit 1 million orders stage. Wherever you are in your business journey, Shopify's there to help you grow. My question is, when do you turn off the alert? 200,000 orders, 300,000 orders. Me, I'm leaving it on forever because I love the sound of money. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps turn browsers into buyers. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. You know who's really good at turning browsers into buyers? Bread and Butter Pickleball. Yeah, I've had my eye on a paddle of theirs. It's called the Loco. It's crazy good for weeks now, and I can't get my hands on it. So shout out to you, Bread and Butter. Shout out to Shopify because they're just moving these things off the racks, and I can't get my hands on one. But I joined a waiting list, so that seems to be powered by Shopify because they responded from Shopify. So I'll keep you posted. I'm going to get that paddle, and everyone's going to be excited. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Brooklinen, and of course Bread and Butter Pickleball, plus millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/nodunks, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nodunks now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/nodunks.
All right, if you're just joining us, we pitched this off the top of the show, but tickets are now available for our live show in Indianapolis over All-Star Weekend, Friday, February 16th, show at 7. It's at the White Rabbit. That link is in the show notes, and JD, during the commercial break, said, nearly half of your VIP meet and greet packages are already gone. People want that premium seating. Mm-hmm. They want a little Tasmellis sweat possibly dripping on them in the front row. And then a chance to shake JD's hand and look him in the eye and say, I love the audio, man. So
love the audio.
I said, look, don't drag your feet on this. If you're coming, come. Get your tickets because these are going to sell out. So we're looking forward to that. So thanks, everybody.
Our man Jerome just sent a message saying, we treated snubs, all-star snubs, last year like NWO, I'm just remembering. So I don't remember that, number one. Second, we'll have a wrestling match at our show. We'll tag in.
You want to make our live show in Indianapolis just a straight-up wrestling show? I love it.
It'll be a show. You know, some real fake stuff on the stage. real fake stuff, like a real wrestling
I fight
match.
Steph,
that's real fake.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Okay.
Let's get the ladder out.
I was laughing because I looked at the pictures from last year. You gave your sweater away.
Yeah.
To an audience member. They, at the beach stepping portion of the show, asked the question, Tess, I love your sweater. Can I have it? Yep.
That was a really nice sweater.
That was a nice sweater.
Yeah. This year, I'm not giving it away because I bought a replacement. I bought the exact same sweater.
Oh my God.
I haven't worn it yet.
Wow.
I'm going to wear it
Somebody's going to ask.
Yep. Not getting it. You're not getting
Are
it.
you sure? What if they ask really kindly?
It was much more. It was on sale because it was like a year after I bought the other one. So it's like a third of the price.
I'm going to wear my shittiest shirt or sweater I have in case somebody asks.
Really bad shirts.
Like, yeah, take it. I don't want it.
Yeah, you can have it.
We're wrestling. We're going to
Tess,
be
you're
ripping
definitely
shirts.
going to give it away. I know you.
Yeah,
if they
you're right.
ask you,
He's too kind.
You're
He's
right.
too kind.
Yeah, I am too kind. That's why I'm keeping it this year. I've changed.
Right.
I've changed myself.
I guarantee you won't. Somebody will ask and you'll say, all right.
Do you think if somebody asked for his sweater, he would be like, okay, yeah. And then the next person puts their hand up. Can I have your shirt too?
Oh, interesting.
Wow. Just goes straight nude.
Yeah, the guy who asked was actually for his girlfriend.
Yeah, she was chilly.
That's right.
She was
That's
chilly.
right.
She was
It
chilly.
was
That's
cold.
the
It was
report.
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
We took a photo with.
That's why she got it because there was there were feelings.
Okay, incredible. Hey, you don't know what you're going to get from a live show from No Dunk, so come join us in Indianapolis. All right, let's get into some fill-in-the-blank fun here. Yeah, I got a bunch of topics. I thought, why not fill in the blank here? And first one allows us to look back at some of last night's action. I don't know who wants to get started, but best game from Thursday night was blank. Tess, what do you got?
Trey said it. Kings Warriors, for me, was phenomenal. They've had 3 one-point games this season. Number 3 yesterday. Kings have won 2 of them. Why? Former Warrior Harrison Barnes, all the Barnes, was just raining down shots. Career high 39 against his old team for the Sacramento Kings. I know there's been a lot of talk. Do we trade Harrison Barnes? We get a better power forward. The guy's turning it on at the right time. 24 shots in this one, the most of the season. He had 7 threes. Coming off a 32-point game, the Warriors decided, we got to get the ball out of his hands. They started to double him a little bit, but he was scorching clay. He was just so good. It was just a crazy, crazy game down the wire. The Warriors were up 30 seconds left. Kings missed, and then Steph Curry had a rebound, but his back was on the baseline, so he was called out of bounds because it was on the baseline, but he got up to grab the rebound.
Yeah,
it was so close. Like his jersey maybe was touching the line. If he sat up 1 split second earlier, he just gets a rebound on the ground. And it's all good.
He was looking like the Undertaker. Yeah, back to wrestling as he rose up. But that was bang bang call there.
Yeah, and if Curry gets it up 1, they win this game probably. But then Sabonis gets a dunk on a weird defense falling asleep kind of thing.
Great pass from Herter though.
It was a great pass.
It's time to talk about the screen.
The screen on that
monster screen by Domantas Sabonis. Curry cannot get around it. So then somebody else has to take his guy, which is Herter in the corner. Steph is on Sabonis's back. He flies to the hoop. Herter, great pass, sets him up for the easy dunk. Big men out there. Screen to get open. Screen to get open. Shout out to Pat McNamara.
That was huge.
That was awesome.
It was a great inbound play. Draymond Green did have to go to Herter in the corner. I get that. Was it Herter in the corner?
It was Herter in the corner.
The pass.
Yeah. That was a great pass. Herter goes to the corner. Draymond Green goes there. But Wiggins was on the inbounder. He was just kind of there, did nothing. So he could have, woken up a little bit. But it was wild. Then Kuminga goes to the other side, gets blocked by Barnes. But Sacramento gets fouled, and Kevin Herter missed 2 free throws. 2 free throws.
That guy's like an 80% free throw shooter,
So then the Warriors, it felt like they were going to call a timeout, down 1, and Steve Kerr was signaling for 1, but it didn't happen. So they go up, and Curry kind of gets doubled and gets the ball out of his hands instead of going to Draymond Green's, the classic 4-on-3. Give it to Draymond Green and let's just break it apart. Because Draymond Green was phenomenal on this night. 11 assists. I don't get why he comes off the bench. I guess maybe because he's coach of the bench guys in this scenario. Because Chris Paul is out. It's still a little strange to me because the Kings were amazing right out the gate. They scored 40 in the first quarter without Draymond on the floor for much of it because he's coming off the bench. But luckily, Curry had 18 in the quarter, 33 overall. I still think the Warriors have some life. It is good for them, I guess, to see the Rockets falling out a little bit. They're 2 games out of a play-in spot, but Kings Warriors just phenomenal. Going back to last year's playoffs, it's just so fun.
I botched it when I did my top 5 NBA Rivals Week games. I left this one off. I thought, they can't live up to the hype that we've seen from these games prior. I was like, they're due for a stinker. And so I skipped that one. I focused on other games. I should have had it on there. They play entertaining games. It was like a playoff atmosphere in that barn last night when it was like the final 5 minutes and they're trading baskets. Also, shout out to De'Aaron Fox. I think he learned his lesson when Damian Lillard hit a huge 3 on him when he went a little too under, didn't get up on the perimeter player enough. He didn't do that with Curry here when there was no timeout call. He was up on him, and that led to Curry sort of bobbling the ball and Fox getting the steal. I thought that was well done from him. He's like, I'm not letting that happen to me again. I'm not, especially with Curry, who obviously can pull from anywhere like Damian. So that was a great game. Do you have any other games to fill in the blank there?
Just a couple of more things on this game. Jonathan Kuminga needs to start. Why is Andrew Wiggins still starting over Kuminga? 31 for Kuminga last night after an 11 for 11 game. Doesn't make sense that he's probably been their second best player, and he's coming off the bench. So that's strange to me, and I just thought that was so resilient by the Kings to actually come back and win that game because Kuminga caught the oop from Curry on the behind the back. What a play. Then the next time down, they run like a little inbounds. Draymond finds Kuminga inside. He dunks it. It's their first lead of the second half. Chase Center's going wild, but they got the win. That was great from the Kings. As for me, this was not the best game. But you had it as a Rivals Week game, Skeets. Mm-hmm. What is going on with the Miami Heat? They lost to the Celtics last night by 33 points. The Heat have generally been like a Celtics boogeyman, and so far 2 convincing wins against Miami for Boston, and Miami's really struggling this season against the best teams in the league. They're 17-7 against teams that are under 500. Nice, you got to beat the teams you can beat. They're only 7-14 against teams over 500. In January, 5-8, minus 6.5 point differential. They're 28th in offense. Basically, they have a really weak division that they're stacking up wins against. They're 9-2 against the Magic, Hawks, Hornets, and Wizards. You should be winning those games. Yes. That's how they're doing it. Their best wins this season. They beat the Lakers twice. Fully healthy Lakers. That's nice. They smoked the Cavs in Cleveland, but no Donovan Mitchell, no Bam for the Heat. And then they beat the 76ers without Embiid. They don't have a ton of quality wins. And I can't tell if I'm just getting suckered and rope-a-doped once again by the Miami Heat, or is this team actually stinky? I mean, are they going to have to come out of the play-in tournament again? I kind of think so.
Right.
Because New York, to me, has surpassed Miami, at least from a regular season standpoint. We know the Heat are going to be a different team in the postseason, but so far we've seen the Knicks improve. We've seen the Pacers improve, bringing in Pascal Siakam. Who knows what's going on with the Cavs? They're playing really well right now. The schedule's not great, and they're looking good, and we'll be getting guys back soon. It's pretty likely that the Heat could end up in that 7th seed.
Yep.
Once again, they lost their first game in the play-in tournament last year. They were beat by the Bulls until the last 3 minutes of the game. It's a risky way to live.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Indiana Pacers among that sort of second tier, from the Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia first tier, if you call it that. And the Pacers destroyed the Sixers yesterday, a Joel Embiid team. I know Maxey was out, and so it looked a little different, but they put up points. So the Heat started their 25th starting lineup yesterday by inserting Terry Rozier, and obviously there's some problems. Overall, they were down 11 points at half, and I thought that's good for the Heat against the Boston Celtics, how good they look, but then they tore it up in the second half. Yeah, it's very difficult. I understand Terry Rozier not looking good, just working his way in. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't have an answer, but maybe the Heat just do this every year.
I was going to say, proceed with caution with this team, but you're right. They don't look great, especially over a good chunk of the season here. That also happened last year. And then they obviously come, and surprise everybody in that first-round matchup against the Bucks. It'd be amazing if they once again are like the 8th seed coming out of the play-in and are taking on probably the Boston Celtics in that case in a 1-8 matchup.
Something happened in this 5-game losing streak because they were 24-16. They were pretty damn good.
All right, well, let's move to our next topic here. The slop is slinging right now. The Bulls want Bojan Bogdanovic and a blue-chip player from the Pistons for Zach LaVine. You got that slop. Dejounte Murray to the Lakers rumors. They're intensifying. I don't know. D'Angelo Russell might be going back to the Nets. That's the type of slop I'm seeing. The Kings have expressed interest in Nets forwards like Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal. So, I want you to tell me, Trey, you get to start here first. Juiciest trade rumor slop right now is what?
It's Zach LaVine. Because I thought the trough was dry, Skeets. But then James Edwards filled it up with corn cobs and eggs. Delicious. Yeah, we'll see. It feels like negotiating through the media going on right now because we got James Edwards reporting, like you're saying, that the Bulls want Bojan Bogdanovic and one of these good guys.
Right.
From Detroit. Detroit says, no, we're not that dumb. We're not that dumb. We did see Zach LaVine score 51 points with 0 assists and a loss against us, but we're not that dumb. Then we got Casey Johnson of NBC Sports Chicago saying the Bulls have engaged in conversations with several teams on LaVine. No talks, including the Pistons, have grown serious in nature at this point, and the Bulls haven't moved off their stance of seeking a strong return for LaVine, not looking to move him simply as a cost-saving move or an addition by subtraction kind of thing.
Right.
Fair enough. They don't necessarily have to make a move for Zach LaVine if they don't like the deals that are out there, but the deals probably aren't getting better as time goes on. As much as I like to say the Bulls are a good team now, they've played 40-something games, and they're just mid, guys. They're just mid.
Right.
They're simply mid. That's okay. That's where the Bulls want to be, which is why they could easily stand pat. The Bulls do not make a ton of moves, period. We remember the Vooch trade. We remember getting DeRozan and Lonzo Ball, and then since then, not a whole lot has been going on in Chicago, but I at least had my snout perked up when I saw that there were some LaVine rumors because now that Pascal Siakam's been traded, OG Anunoby's been traded, Murray and LaVine are the next two names who could be moving somewhere, and it actually feels like maybe something could happen with LaVine.
Well, this little piggy. I saw the tweets working the trade machine. Trey Kirby throwing out yesterday. Just checking some math, as you wrote. Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso to the Sixers for Tobias Harris and Marcus Morris Sr. That works. Or Bogdan Bogdanovic and Dejounte Murray to the Sixers for Tobias Harris and Marcus Morris Sr.
Yeah, those guys rested last night.
That's right.
Ooh, why?
Yeah.
That's the slop talking.
Wow. Yeah, the slop got you. You got talking about eggs and corn cobs. I didn't believe eggs in the trough, but now I'm starting to feel it. After all these Zach LaVine rumors, I think Zach LaVine is the guy that I tend to lean towards, even though the Bulls do not need to trade him. Absolutely not. And maybe they get more for him when he looks like Zach LaVine, who is one of the best scorers in the game. And he hasn't been that for a while. That being said, if you get a really, really juicy pick, if the Detroit Pistons are willing to give up one of their picks, not necessarily Bojan Bogdanovic, who surprises me every time that he's still doing what he used to be doing. When he used to drop 44, career high 48, he looks freaking good, but he is turning 35 pretty friggin' soon. Mm-hmm. How long can he play for with that bald spot on his head? How long can he play for? Another 5 years for the Bulls? I do sort of lean Zach LaVine being moved, though, because the Kobe White thing is really working out for them pretty damn well. If they started the season with that sort of idea around their team. But who knows? DeMar as well. I mean, it's endless for the Bulls. So it feels like that's the big one that's going to happen.
Well, that one Trey threw out, in all honesty, LaVine and Caruso to the Sixers for Tobias Harris and Morris Sr. Like, Philly's got to contemplate doing that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad. Those are two really good players. Look, Tobias Harris he's just always there and he's always solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit like
solid.
Harrison Barnes. Like, has these really good games, has some, like, obviously games where maybe you don't hear from him much, but I think there's something there if the Bulls are really, desperate to get off the 4-year contract of Zach LaVine.
Yeah, and according to Casey, he's saying they're not going to do it just to salary dump him.
Yeah, right.
But, if the offers aren't there, at some point they might have to do a John Collins-style trade. So if they can get a pick involved, that'd be great. And I do think, in general, the Sixers probably need to upgrade their number 3 guy. Maxey is such a good off-ball player that it kind of gets lost because he's great with the ball, but, like, as a catch-and-shoot dude, there's not a lot of guys that are better than Tyrese Maxey is, so it'd be nice if somebody could be setting him up as well.
Yeah, I just don't know why the Bulls would do it. If you don't say a juicy pick is coming from somewhere, you want Tobias Harris for Zach LaVine, that's essentially what you're saying, and that's fine.
You're just
Toby's fine.
You're getting off of a ton of money.
Yeah, maybe they get a pick in there or something. But, I could see Zach LaVine being moved for sure.
Okay, let's get off the slop. We're all dirty now. Let's look at some new jerseys, because the league officially unveiled the 2024 NBA All-Star Game uniforms. In the return of the East versus West format, the uniforms celebrate the league and rich basketball history, of Indiana. Tass, 2024 NBA All-Star Game uniforms are blank. How you filling that in?
They're a Kindle. They're there to start the fire. The fire will happen on Sunday night. Listen, I think they're
Kindle. That sounds like cool slang, man.
Yeah.
I think you just created new slang.
Kindle.
Fits Kindle, man.
Yeah, I'm a Kindle baby. I like fires. Maybe it's watching Survivor with you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it's pretending to be the fire attendant and start fires myself. I think they're good, is what the word Kindle is there for. But are they excellent? Nah, only if the game is excellent. I think they're just really, really solid.
Hold on, you're going to go back and grade these uniforms depending on how the game goes?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Because I do like them. They're really traditional. To me, they're screaming history, as you said.
Yeah.
But people are going to be like, I don't want this.
So you think they're good?
I think they're good. I think they're good. I do like them.
Yeah, Trey, what do you think?
Yeah, I also think they're good. Creamy a little as well. Yeah. I like it. I like the addition of the cream trim. What is this, Cream City? Hey, I'm always a fan of pinstripes. They're kind of basic.
Yeah.
But, like the 80s and 90s all-star uniforms weren't always San Antonio or Phoenix style,
That's right.
crazy with chili peppers all over them and that kind of stuff. A lot of those back in the day were pretty understated, and that's what these are. They look nice.
Yeah. I'm a fan overall. I mean, we've had some really bad recent NBA jerseys too, so the bar was quite low, and these are just absolutely okay. I like the pinstripes, I like the colors, I like that little cream touch.
Yeah.
I do like that logo that they're using for All-Star in Indiana, so they've sort of made that prominent. I know there's There's I guess a warm-up jacket that you were tweeting that looked like Smash Mouth would have rocked. Rest in peace. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It fits the vibe of the Hoosier themed, Indiana vibe.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And so when we discussed this a few weeks ago, and Trey said the same thing, pinstripes are beautiful. Was it a full announcement then, or that was the?
They were leaked. That was straight leak, man. That cream was leaking.
And that's when we. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, spill my cream. I am a little surprised though. Okay, they did in 2021 they did Indiana Pacers jerseys because they were going to host the All-Star game.
Yeah.
COVID happened. It ended up having to be in Atlanta. But they were like yellow and blue with like kind of the 80s look of the Pacers.
Yeah.
Similar to one of the shirts we did. You could get it at nodunks.com.
It's true.
But I'm a little surprised they didn't do something based on the FloJo jerseys.
Yeah.
Those are like the most iconic Pacers jerseys out there. So maybe a Rising Stars will get that one. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh yeah, true.
Do young people like pinstripes? Just one quick question, because it's like, wow, I love pinstripes, but I've been loving them for a long time. So I just wonder.
It's a fair point. Yeah.
It's a very faint pinstripe.
It is.
It's not super prominent, but I don't know if the kids like pinstripes. I don't know how to answer that.
And that's a little Pacers-y too, right? The old pinstripes. So why not? They do look good.
All right, next one, final one here in fill in the blank. RTG Features is partnering with arts organization Heartland Film to launch the first annual Slam Film Festival dedicated to basketball-themed movies. The festival, which is going to take place over All-Star Weekend at the Living Room Theaters in Indy, will be a mix of world premiere titles, recent festival circuit movies, and then a bunch of iconic films, a lot of which are celebrating their 30th anniversary. Hoop Dreams, Blue Chips, and Above the Rim. All coming out in 94. That's amazing when you think about it. Those three of the greatest
That was all 1 year?
basketball movies. Yeah.
What a year, man.
So, here's my question for everyone out there and these guys here. Slam Film Festival needs to add blank to their basketball-themed lineup. Basically, which basketball movie do you think they should add to the obviously list?
Hustle.
Ooh, recent. Good, though.
Damn good.
You're going to have an all-star there. Anthony Edwards. He's a star of this movie. Kind of like a basketball Rocky, I think. It's a really fun watch. There's a ton of modern-day players, obviously, in it. So, yeah, sign me up for Hustle. Get Juancho back.
Back.
Have him do the Bo Cruz showdown at local outside courts in Indiana.
Oh,
Go try and score on him. Go try and score on an NBA player. It's nice tie-in.
That's very nice.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
Hustle.
rope them in. I am totally with you. Yesterday when we started talking about Doc Rivers bringing in potentially Dave Yeager to be his assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks, I had a flashback of one scene in Hustle where Doc walks into the court along with Dave Yeager, and I thought, oh yeah, just replay the movie. And if you want to get Juancho out there, bring him on the Bucks as well. I mean, just make it a whole half. He's playing in Greece though, doing his thing in Greece. He's a young guy. I'm sure they're going to sign old guys on the Bucks. They've got plenty already. But if they can somehow get PJ Tucker over there to help out, he'll be in the movie too. Hustle's a great one.
Do you have any other movies?
No, I was going Hustle.
You were going Hustle as well.
I stayed
Boys
recent.
love Hustle.
Wow.
Anything else come out in 94? Forrest Gump.
It did, yeah, wow, it won the Oscar. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so anyway, I don't know. Maybe we can swing by and check this out. Slam Film Festival over All-Star Weekend in Indy. This is a really cool idea. I hope they continue to do it moving forward. Okay, tweet of the night. Let's do it. Yeah.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
I was gonna go right to rapid fire, but a quick tweet of the night here from Shams last night. This is making its way around. Everybody's getting pumped. He wrote, exciting competition planned, a 3-point shootout between Golden State's Steph Curry and WNBA New York Liberty star Sabrina Ionescu at NBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. Sources say 2 3-point contest champions. Curry hinted at the possibility tonight while mic'd up versus the Kangs. Did you guys see the clip of Steph talking to Pojemski about, hey, do you know who holds the record for most made through? It felt pretty planned, if you asked me. Staged, yeah. But anyway, this is pretty exciting if this actually happens between these two incredible 3-point shooters here.
This is awesome. Sabrina Ionescu was awesome. at her three-point shootout. She had 20 consecutive threes in July. If we remember, that was for the WNBA three-point shootout. She had 37 of 40 points. That's pretty damn good.
Jesus.
Steph has never done that in his three-point history, and he tweeted immediately when Ionescu did it, ridiculous. And she tweeted immediately back, shootout? And here it is. We talked about it on our show. Sabrina, not Ionescu, Sabrina Merchant came on our show. She writes for The Athletic Women's Basketball. She came on and basically said this would be phenomenal for the WNBA.
Yeah, this is cool.
If you can have somebody join the NBA All-Star festivities. Now the question is, as everybody started ridiculing when we talked about it on the show, how deep's the three-point line?
Right.
The women's line is...
What about the basketball? Which basketball are they going to use?
Maybe it's a little different on opposing sides of the floor, as in he shoots on one side, she shoots on one. She has her standard ball/line. I don't know. I don't know what, but this is just awesome. It's cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be really fun to watch. I flash back to that one All-Star game when they pulled Steph Curry out on a Saturday night, and they're, we're going to have you shoot three-pointers from half court. You'll make the first one, no big deal. And then he just took 12 of them.
Yeah.
It was like for the first time Steph Curry couldn't make a half-court shot.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm taking Sabrina.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really know. Like, we're assuming this is going to be like your traditional three-point shootout, right? Like the racks, the 5 racks, whatever. We don't know that, though. This could be something else that the league comes up with in terms of, like, obviously it's a three-point contest between them, but maybe there's different locations, deeper locations. Like, who knows? But the idea alone is really fun. And, she's tweeting last night during the game after this segment is leaked, and Shams is tweeting it like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get it. So, I assume this is happening. Like 99% sure this is going to go down in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I thought Pajemski kind of gave it away. I don't know if he was involved in the bit because he's like, yeah, I talked to my agent. They said you're doing something right. I thought that was funny.
Like a sheriff agent.
Yeah, they didn't pre-plan out their improv scene. Yeah. But I love that the NBA does this. They're like, every once in a while, they're like, we're just going to throw something weird into All-Star Saturday night. We had a Kevin Hart, Draymond Green three-point contest. We had Charles Barkley race Dick Bavetta. Who cares? They're like, we got some time to kill. Let's do something crazy.
That's how they should do it. So, all right, we'll see. This is in a few weeks from now, so that's exciting. Okay, we got to wrap up this drop with a little rapid-fire fun. I got the questions. You guys got the answers. On Wednesday night, Mike Breen and Doris Burke paid tribute to Doc Rivers, who left ESPN for the Milwaukee Bucks' vacant head coaching job. Breen quipped on air, "We thank him for all his many weeks of service." They were roasting Doc on this setup to the game. Breen was on fire. It was killing me.
Very funny.
So my question off of this is, what's the shortest stint at a job you've ever had?
Had fun going through this in my brain yesterday. Shortest stint was I was working a secondary camera for a show called Diva on a Dime. I just had one hit. I just had one day. I thought I was going to be on camera forever. But yeah, the host goes up to somebody's house, the person opens it, and the host says, "I'm going to make your wardrobe for like $5 or whatever," she says. Something really cheap. It's a little bit more than that, but it's not a dime. It's not $5.
How do you feel about pinstripes?
Yeah. And I was working the secondary camera, not the primary camera. I was supposed to go from, some depth of field stuff from a tree to the front door. Anyways, I sucked at it. So I just had one
You were
day.
just there one day.
Yeah, I thought I was working there forever.
Diva on a Dime. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good
That
answer.
was a good time.
TK, what do you got?
I worked at Abercrombie & Fitch for less than a month. Probably like 3 shifts. But me and my roommate in college, Josh Franks, we used to go in and spend a lot of money on cargo shorts and cargo pants. So they're like, "Hey, you guys want to work here?" We're like, "Yeah, you got a discount? I need some more cargo shorts." So after I got my camos, see ya! See you later, Fitches!
All right. You think you did 3 shifts, eh?
I think I probably worked there 6 hours. Wow. Somehow they made money off me. Working there. Yeah. Right. I don't know why they never asked me to take my shirt off and be one of those guys in the front.
Stand outside?
Yeah, I don't know why.
How is the smell in there, eh? Get a headache from that?
Overpowering.
Yeah. I can smell it now. JD, shortest stint at a job you ever had?
About 20 minutes. I was, it was telemarketing for the Globe and Mail.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
selling subscriptions. I had one call, sold immediately, Like I actually sold a
Wow.
subscription. It was like they had a script, and you know how I am with scripts, and I was just like stumbling and bumbling over the script, and I'm like, basically, do you want to get a subscription to the Globe and Mail? And the guy's like, yeah, I do actually. And I was like, what? Wait, what? And then, so I sold him a subscription, and I was like, I can't do that. I took off the headset. I'm like, I can't.
Wow.
I hate
literally
this.
went one
I
for
hate
one.
it. 1 for 1. They're like, you're batting 1,000 here, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
You're
Can't do
fucking
it.
Don Draper, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one that got away.
Yeah.
They're still talking about
Yeah,
him.
man.
Oh, that guy.
They must be so mad to see you doing live ad reads now.
I know, right?
Stay on with you for 20 minutes.
All right, great answers. Glad we asked that one. All right, sticking with Milwaukee, the Bucks gave away a free Dame Time watch to the first 10,000 fans at the arena on Wednesday. The watch features Bucks guard Damian Lillard giving his signature Dame Time expression, tapping a watch on his wrist. It's a real time within a time situation when you start to think about it, do your head in. But I want to know, what other creative giveaways would you like to see from an NBA team this season, Tess?
This is totally selfish and it ain't all that creative, but I think fans of championship teams should get a ring.
Okay.
I enjoyed wearing the Raptors ring. If you're with us on YouTube, I got to wear a fake Raptors one. It was fun to wear. It's just so fun.
The size of that thing, man.
It's too big.
It's ridiculous.
It's too big. But, you know, I was there. I was there in that country for so long, paying for seats to a bad team. I would love to get a fake ring. And it's one of those rings that, like, you wear once or twice. Like, we each got the Atlanta Braves one, I do believe.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I pulled it out when
got it.
thinking about it. It is a monster.
Yeah.
It's too big. I can't hold it up as I pull it out here right now.
All right.
But it's fun.
Okay, what about you, TK?
Alex Caruso is a fan favorite of the Chicago Bulls, known for his headband and his headband celebration. So they should do an Alex Caruso headband. But they also should have an attached bald cap. So when you put it on, it's like you see the headband and the top of your hair disappears and it also looks bald.
Wow. Okay, interesting.
That's very good.
Can I wear it just as a headband and tuck in the bald part, like, underneath the headband? So I can have the option, you know what I mean? To go bald.
Maybe it's
Well, see,
reversible.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how
that'd
it
be
would work, because I'm thinking of, like, one single piece of fabric that goes from headband to bald.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'd be able to tuck it in. You would have to
Oh,
look
I
like
see.
you have a bald top of your head. And it'd look very funny for people with long hair, because it'd be like flowing out of the bottom of it and then bald on top.
Yeah, okay. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I can't believe they haven't done this. Sounds like you can make that pretty cheap, you know?
Dibs.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, make a different design on the other side or something. I mean, it could be endless.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
a
just
good
keep
point.
going.
JD, other creative giveaways you'd like to see this year?
The Utah Jazz, their slogan, I guess, is "Take note." So little notepads, you know, just as you're walking in, just keep score of the game.
Why were you so sheepish when saying
That's
this?
so stupid. It's just dumb. I don't love this. I don't love
You
it.
started, I'm like, oh, he's going to say jizz. He's going to say jizz. Here we go. He's going to say Utah jizz.
yeah.
And then you went notepad. I'm like,
Just
oh,
a notepad. You know,
that's
it.
good.
That's it.
Bring the notepad back.
Yeah.
Nora just bought a
notepad.
notepad the other day for us.
Yeah.
You know, like, I started like, we don't have any paper in this house, and we didn't have any pens either. You ever get into that situation?
Nope.
No, not around here.
I know you
Rachel's
don't ever
addicted
real-
to pens. And
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just had none.
Addicted to pens.
And it's like, not that you need it a lot, but every once in a while you want to jot something down. You
Yeah.
don't want to do it on your phone.
Exactly.
No, it's awesome.
Right?
It's
Nice
awesome
little
to have.
moleskin.
Oh, okay. Let's not go overboard. Easy bump. All right, final one. DeAndre Ayton is making headlines again, sort of for all the wrong reasons. This time, the Blazers center, he got people talking when he said, "I got nothing to prove in this league. I'm a max player, and I'll continue to be a max player." In case you're wondering, Ayton is averaging 12.7 points per game right now.
Okay.
So, the question off of this, what's a skill you're overly confident about?
Being a handyman. I just love doing things around the house, even though I'm not all that good at it.
Just breaking things, smashing through walls. I got it, Danny.
Yeah, I was worried today that I was about to smash a glass, but that wasn't being handy. That was just almost dropping a glass. But the last few days I've been killing it. Sprayed some grease on the inside of my garage door.
Oh, good.
Just let's keep it moving. Let's keep these wheels moving. I was under the sink because I had to change. You know, the hose wasn't going back into its spot in the faucet.
Oh yeah, like the
little weight.
Yeah.
I was up on the roof there for a little bit, pulling some pine straw for no real
Be
reason.
careful up there.
No, I was actually on a ladder on the roof. I wasn't really going on. Anyways, I'm not all that good, but I just like doing it.
Okay. You're overly confident.
That's old. That's old. It's old man stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
TK?
Can I borrow your garage door grease spray, please?
Damn right.
Got a little creaky on the rails.
When I bought it, I was like, I'm not gonna even use this. But it's good. Grease is good.
Grease is good. I need some. As for me, a skill I'm overly confident about: skateboarding.
Oh.
I don't know how to, but I think if I had 3 weeks, I could learn how to skateboard.
Okay.
I've got fair balance.
We talking like trick skating, like
No,
up on the curb?
No. Just
straight up.
physically skating.
Like, just get on a belt line and just sort of skate. And maybe
too scary for me on the belt line.
too
no
much,
way, man.
too many people and stuff.
Yeah, too many dogs.
Yeah. Bikes, dogs.
I can see you on a longboard. Just like,
I think that would be the way to learn, and then the board gets progressively shorter until I'm on a legit skateboard. But it's a hard one to learn the older you get, because I think there's a lot of falling in skateboarding.
it can be.
Yeah, but I think I could learn it.
It's like we would take bets on, if you were like serious, like, okay, I'm gonna for 3 weeks try and learn how to skateboard. Like, we'd have bets going, like, think he breaks a bone, think he breaks a wrist, you know,
it's risky.
Screw up a knee, yeah.
But you could. But you've skateboarded before.
No.
You've never done it. You'll be doing it in an hour. It's not that hard.
Wasting my life then.
Yeah.
It's all our definition of what actually skateboarding
He's talking
is.
about, like,
I know, standing on a board and
just
pushing
yourself forward.
I believe you can do that.
And then turning within an hour, Trey. You played basketball last night. You played basketball this morning. I think you can get on a skateboard and stand while you're moving down the road.
He's overly confident about you skateboarding.
No, I got to. I did have a Ninja Turtles skateboard once upon a time. You know, when they were on top of the world.
Yeah.
And my version of skating, I called it thrashing.
Okay.
And all I would do was step as hard as I can on the thing and it would go all crazy beat up. I'm good at that.
Cowabunga, man.
Thrashing.
All right, JD, take us home. What's a skill you're overly confident about?
Yeah, go-kart racing.
Ooh.
Good one. All right.
Just being in a go-kart, like, you know, I'm a 200-pound guy in a go-kart. I have to pass people. I have to win if it's a race. Last time I was go-karting, I won. It was all adults. It was at like a kid's birthday party, but we had an adult side. Nice. Electric carts, super fun. But I have no skill. It's just my body weight propels me faster, I think, and also I have no regard for safety. So I rammed Rachel into. She was racing. I rammed her into, like, cut her off. She's crashed. And I'm just like,
You're
just
reckless.
go. I'm very, very reckless, no regard for safety. So, but I think I'm a great racer, but I'm not.
You're like Donkey Kong or Bowser. I guess.
Exactly. I'm Wario. Really is my inspiration. I'm going to win.
That should be a question that they ask you before you step into a go-kart. Who's your inspiration? Which Mario Kart character?
Yeah, Rachel was a real peach out there.
No, she
spun out. Yep.
I guess I'm a toad or something like that. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, you would be a toad, I think.
I haven't been kart racing in so long.
It is fun.
But man,
so
when you
fun.
talk about it,
It's
I'm like,
so
I want
fun.
to get out there.
They probably got a cool one in Indianapolis.
You would think
Indianapolis.
so?
Yeah.
Let us know.
You just go round and round
It would be
circles.
fun.
It's on the brick. All right, we call it there. That's rapid fire. That's the drop. I think it was a classic, but you tell us. If it was, leave your boys a 5-star rating and review. Hit the like button here on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. We're very close to 100,000 subs, so help us out there and share the show with all of your friends and family. Once again, tickets for our ticket donation drive to send some kids to a future Skyhawks game here in Atlanta. That's in the show notes. And tickets to buy for our live show in Indianapolis on February 16th. That's in the show notes, so get on it, and all that new merch we got as well. Go to nodunks.com. All right, till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, have a great weekend.
Brace the weekend, people.